Hi there. Today I've decided to make a 4-hour video regarding my prodigal knife. It was gone for about a year. I was very sad because it was my favorite knife, but then it just came back home and my wife found it under our bed. So I'm very happy about that. Oh, here it is now. I like it a lot because, well, there's no fumbling in your pocket to get it out or a flap to undo to get it out. There's no folding of a blade or unfolding when you're trying to hold other things. Of course, it is a Gerber from the Bear Grylls line, and you can't find them anywhere that I'm aware of. So, what's that? Oh, okay, well, I'm being told by my producer that I can't talk about my knife anymore, so I don't know. Oh, you want to make a loop of chain? Let's do that. This is a loop of chain. It just means it's ready to go, ready to put on your bar. Somebody already assembled it. Somebody's got to assemble it. They come in rolls normally till someone assembles it. There's a roll, part of a roll. It's Archer brand, came from Australia. I could not find a loop of chain for a 28-inch bar. Not ripping chain anyways, so I decided to make my own. What comes in the box is some handy things that I didn't realize. You got some boxes to put your chains that you make in, with of course some handy anti-kickback warnings, some handy charts on the back. If you order these, be careful because you need a front and a back. I'm not sure the technical terms there. One with the rivets and the one without the rivets. You need both, and you don't always get them both unless you make sure that that's what you're ordering. I ordered a package of others because nowhere on the website on Amazon did it say that it came with these. So I got extras now. You need to know 3 things when ordering chain. Well, more than 3, but basically 3. For the size bar you're using, you need to know the number of drive links. A drive link is the link that engages the sprocket. And you need to know the pitch, which is the distance between 3 drive links divided by 2. You also need to know the gauge, which refers to how thick the drive length is. Okay, so not very thick. On mine it's 0.05 of an inch. So where do you find this information? Well, on some chains it'll be on one link somewhere, so you could look for it there. You could also go to your manufacturer's website, or I'm pretty sure nearly all bars have the information. This is a 24-inch bar, so there's my gauge, 0.05. There's my pitch, 3/8, and there's my number of drive links, 84 drive links for a 24-inch bar. Made in Canada. That's not important. So the first thing I'm going to have to do is get this messed up link off of here. You gotta mess up a few. You gotta break a few eggs to make an omelet, they say. You could use a breaker. Those are the professional way, and they're really fast, but they're $160 or half that price for the cheap ones that didn't get good reviews. So, since I'm not making a lot of chains, maybe, I don't know what, 5 to 10 a year at the most, once I get going, I'm just gonna grind that rivet off of there and pound it out with a punch if it doesn't just fall out. So let's try that. A vise or a vice grips would be helpful in this situation. So I'm going to try not to damage any of the other links. I'm going to take this down all the way to this link it's holding. Now you probably can't see it here, but there is a slight impression of where that rivet is, so you can figure out where the center is to punch it. Now they make pocket breakers, which is basically a channel like this, the right size for your particular chain, and a punch. They're about 20 bucks or less. Or you can make a little channel like this. This is aluminum, probably not the best since it's soft, but it works. You just can't have your cutting link resting on your channel. Over here is fine, it can rest on the drive links. This one sticks up, that one sticks down. It sticks down farther than the rest of the chain, so don't have it resting on that or you're going to bend or break something. There. Not too difficult. There's my adjuster. One of my favorite hammers of all time. Is it too windy for a video if the wind keeps knocking over your wind mic? I don't know. I've extended the legs a little bit and it seems to be stable now. So now I have to find what 93 drive links is. I have to count those out. So the best way, or I don't know if it's the best way, I'm going to count 10 and mark that drive length with a Sharpie, then 10 more, then 10 more, till I get to 93, somewhere over here of course, and then I'm going to count individually all 93 to double check, because I'd hate to make it 92. Okay, well, I've counted out 93 links. I just put a little line on the two rivets that are on number 20 drive link. And there I marked 30. All the way up to 93. Where am I? I can't, okay, there's 90. There's the 93rd drive link. So I'm going to need to remove that rivet. I could remove them both, and because that's going to have to come off that whole cutting link for next time, or for now, I just need that out of there. So I think I'll do that. Well, it's at this point that my batteries die for my microphone, so for a while you'll get to listen to me talk through my computer instead of through my camera. This is the Oregon brand spinner. It seems to be what a lot of the professionals are using. Notice it has 5 out of 5 stars. That hardly ever happens. This is the take-up handle. And this is the spinner handle. This is the anvil. It comes with 2 different sizes, so be sure you use the right one for your application. It is concave on one end, so you should try to make sure that your rivet that you're going to smash fits right in the center of that. I've only made 2 chain loops so far, but by far the hardest part for me is getting the tie strap to not come up on one end a little bit and get smashed crooked in there. It's really hard to hold that little thing with my huge man hands and get it started spinning just right. There is a notch on one edge of the tie strap, the preset, and the links on your chain. You need to make sure that these are all facing the same direction. And since I'm showing directions, I guess I might as well mention that there's not one word in English except for a little bit about safety. Also, there will be a dot or a line or a logo on one side of your tie strap, and these are supposed to face to the outside of your chain, I assume for advertising purposes, but please comment and let me know if you know of another reason. At first I thought these wing nuts on these rubber thingies were so you could tighten down your chain in there, but no, you just loosen them to raise them up or down,
and then you can rest your chain in there level and hopefully get it straight across the center of the anvil. When you are attaching your spinner to your work surface, it would be helpful if you position it so the chain hangs over the edge of your work surface instead of having your chain rest on the work surface. Now, this goes without saying, so that's why I'm saying it. When you make your loop of chain, make sure your drive links are on the inside of the loop, because I'd hate to see what happens if you try to run it the other way. Now, why don't we sit back and relax and enjoy my struggle to try to get this master link thingy majig, whatever you call it, tie strap to line up flush with those rivets instead of being up on one end and down on the other end. Somebody maybe comment and please tell me an easy way to do this. There. Now you just start spinning the spinner and tightening the take-up. Just spin a little, tighten some, spin a little, tighten some. It's best if you don't do one all the way. Just get it enough to hold that strap flush in there, and then check it and start the other one. I can talk, really. I've done it before. The chain will move around in there and go up against the base of the unit, and that doesn't matter as long as your rivet is in the center of your anvil and your take-up. Just let it happen. It would be about here, if there were audio on this video, that you would hear a squeak, and that means that you may be digging into the strap, tie strap, and it's a good time to stop and check and make sure. You don't want to dig into your tie strap. When have you gone far enough? When you can't get your fingernail under it anymore. And I still can, so I'm going to do these some more. And there will be a little bit of cracking, I don't know if you can see it there, around the very edge, but that's fine. I think that's normal. I've seen it a bunch on others, so it happened to me. Maybe it'll happen to you. So there it is. That's pretty good, I think. I can no longer get a nail under there. I think we're done with that.
Let's see how close now. Can't quite. That's as close as I can get without going blurry on you. It worked out pretty good. Chain I made yesterday held up for a good 40 minutes while I was milling lumber, and as far as I know, it worked as good or better than the Oregon brand and the Husqvarna brand. So there's Lil Pony. Best truck I've ever owned, including a brand new Chevy truck. Had that Chevy truck back in the shop more in the year I owned it than the 20 years I've owned this truck. Buy a Dodge Ram. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. There's your loop of chain. Be excellent to each other. Coming up, we're gonna have some other stuff. So, you know, stuff is good. I think you'll enjoy it.